Hi friends, thanks so much for tuning back into our YouTube channel, Wonderful Homestead. I'm Felicia Waugh, and we're going to be sharing today a summer vlog about the projects that we have going on in our home and some fun activities that we're doing and sourdough baking and all the things. So diving right in, husband is working on putting a flagstone patio in our front yard because it was pretty much just dirt and rock and our dogs have torn it up. And here I am giving you a tour of our mudroom, laundry room in complete disarray because right there above the furnace we are getting a new filtration system put in. So our house is in kind of chaos on the weekend that I was filming most of this because they were also putting a new pressure tank in the pump house and what was the other thing? Oh, we got a new hot water heater as well. So we bit the bullet and did all of that work. And on this weekend, it was also a pie contest at church. And so I didn't really think about the fact that it might be a little challenging to bake a pie without any running water. So thankfully there weren't a ton of dishes involved because I had already made the crust ahead of time. There it is. It got second place. It's a honey lavender custard pie with sourdough crust. And there's our little cutie. Almost a year now.
Oopsies.
He's trying hard to walk by his birthday. Aurora and I are enjoying the pool and the patio. The pups are taking a break from the hot. So again, I'm Felicia, my husband's Tyler, then we have our daughter who's 2 and our son who's almost a year, and we live in Washington in the Pacific Northwest. We've lived here our whole lives. We've been in this house for about 3 years. It's an 1880 farmhouse on 8 acres. We have 3 dogs, a cat, 2 horses, and 12 chickens, and about a 2,000 square foot garden. Here's Aurora.
Run.
Spinning and getting dizzy. We're having fun at the park. We're doing all the summer stuff. Walter really wants to ride the horses, so he's practicing.
Pull. Good job. No. Don't eat it. We're going to cut it up nicely and put it on a salad. Good girl. Thank you. Here, you want to put it over in the basket?
Got my little helper girl picking our first tomato of the
First
season.
tomato. No. Good girl. Thank you. Yeah.
Getting those bird dogs in swimming shape for duck season. We have this massive pond on our property. It's awesome.
Poor Bonnie.
And here is one of the sourdough projects that I decided to give a try. Some homemade graham crackers. It turned out pretty good. Rolling it out was quite a pain, but And I didn't get some of them quite as thin as I would have liked to, because I definitely like it to be like a crunchy cracker, not a stale bread type texture. So next time I'll make sure to get them a lot thinner. And I also want to give a try using the KitchenAid pasta attachment to roll this out, because I think it would probably work wonders. But other than that, the flavor was great and we enjoyed them very much, and my daughter could eat her weight in graham crackers, so having it a little bit healthier version is a great option. I've been doing sourdough for a year now, and lately I have been having a lot of failures with my baking and stuff, which can be discouraging, but I know that I have to just keep failing forward, and it happens to the best of us, and it's usually still at least an edible product. It's just maybe not the greatest, or how I would have hoped it turned out, or how I see other influencers making things on YouTube that are just so big and poofy and beautiful, this perfect scoring pattern, but you know, everything's not always perfect. This is real life, and it's okay. It's been a really fun, creative outlet to bake bread and sourdough products, and my family loves it. They gobble it all up. Tyler has this saying whenever I get upset, "How does mom feel?" And he was very much saying that on this night. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I've been doing a ton of baking and cooking lately. We've had lots of serving opportunities through our church to be able to bless people, and I'm glad that I get to do that. When it goes into the late night, though, it does get a little tiring. One recipe that I absolutely love that I don't think I've messed up yet, knock on wood, is the sourdough dinner rolls from Farmhouse on Boone. And I think that's what I have here that I'm working with. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. But they're fantastic. They're delicious and they're very easy. I also have our own mill. Now I'm not going to be able to remember which one we have though. Nutri-Mill? Harvest something. And I've been buying the grains in bulk. Oh, no, it's definitely not a dinner roll. It's a, just a regular loaf. It's hard to remember sometimes. But I did make the dinner rolls recently to take to someone for a meal for church. I did a double batch, so I took that, and then the other half I took to a barbecue, actually, just as like a side for my family, and that was really fun. My brother and his girlfriend hosted at their place. They had a bunch of kiddie pools set out. We've just been doing all the summer stuff. I went to the lake with my brother. That was super fun. Just trying to soak in all the summer sunshine, because it's a very short season. We have VBS, Vacation Bible School, coming up at church pretty soon, a couple weeks from now. And I'm very grateful that I have a bunch of freezer meals stashed. I've been putting some away, and then when we went to Alaska and the in-laws stayed at our place, my mother-in-law is amazing and made some as well and put them in our freezer, just like whatever was left over. And I think she actually made some special for us too. So I'm very grateful I'll be able to pull those out, because VBS is during the evenings, and to try and make dinner would be really challenging. Trying out my new Banneton bowl. Honestly, I think it was a waste of money. I mean, I've only used it once so far, but a regular bowl with a tea towel works just as good, if not better, because the way that is spiraled on the bottom, it kind of left an indent on the bread, so that was annoying. Some things are like that, though. You can't know until you try. And I've seen Boone always using her Banneton baskets. I guess maybe if you have like a lack of bowls and you need, I don't know what the reasoning is. You would think they would be better because they're made for bread, but maybe I'm missing something. Let me know in the comments if you're a Banneton bowl expert and have some tips for me. So you could see my frustration rising in the last clip. I had to just step away and let the dough get a little bit softer because it was way too firm for me in the fridge, and then come back to it. And it's still challenging. I tried putting a cutting board for grip underneath. That kind of made it worse. It's definitely a learning curve. And I kept repeating to myself the verse, I believe it's Galatians 6:9. Let us not grow weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Yeah, I was definitely getting weary at the end of the day trying to roll this graham cracker out. I turned some of the graham crackers, about half, into a graham cracker crust for my great-grandma Carpenter's raspberry angel pie with raspberries from the garden. And here I'm trying to weigh it down. You'll see that doesn't work either. Just very challenging. But yeah, that pie was so good. We took that over to a friend from church, their house. We had a dinner party at their place. I brought dessert. It was wonderful. My mother-in-law actually told me that she has a pasta attachment for the KitchenAid, and I don't know that she's ever made pasta before. So I think I'm gonna be getting that from her on Friday. So next time I'll definitely be giving that a try, and I can try it with sourdough Cheez-It as well. I've made sourdough crackers before, and it was kind of the same situation. I had mentioned that I've had a lot of baking fails lately. I also had some that I thought were going to be fails that ended up turning out okay because I just went with it. For example, I recently made some chocolate sourdough muffins or cupcakes. They were kind of more like cupcakes. I don't know. But I was going to feed my sourdough while I was in the middle of making them. And I dumped the water that was supposed to go in my sourdough starter into the muffin bowl. So it got an extra cup of water. So I was like, okay, I already have way too many ingredients in there to throw it away. What can I do? I'm just going to add an extra cup of flour and see what happens. And they were actually really good. So that turned out fine. But the other half of the issue that I also messed up on those cupcakes was I tried to make a raspberry buttercream frosting. And I whipped the butter with the sugar at the same time, so it emulsified. Anyways, it was a big mess. Here we are at the zoo. Those sweet little hands. And baby boy is munching on some frozen peas and some beet chips. We pulled beets from our garden and my grandma dehydrated them with oil and celery salt, and they are amazing. Kids and I have been munching on those and loving them. He's just cruising. Aurora's very excited for Walter's birthday because she will get cake. And I've been ordering all kinds of new cake making apparatuses to make his smash cake. So she's very excited. Never a dull moment at the wonderful homestead. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope that you'll subscribe and come along. Watch our journey of raising this little family and fixing up this house and taking care of our animals and garden.
Wouldn't it be great if you could walk, buddy? Yeah, don't you want to learn how to walk, Walter?
He's like, I do.